Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Vickie with VJ Designs. I'm going to make some dangles, and I have to tell you, before I started this video, I was in a little panic because I needed this string, and I tore this craft room apart. But it kind of forced me to clean it up, and I could not find it anywhere. And the last place I thought of maybe it could be was the trash can. And guess what? That's where it was. So I always have it sitting right here next to me, and I must have just knocked it off in there, but thank you, Lord, I found it. Okay, so I'm going to make some paper dangles. And maybe you've made these and maybe you haven't, but it's a great scrap buster. I pulled out a ton of scraps and I tried to get all the like colors together. And some of my scraps I keep together in my box, like, well, the paper clip came off, but I try to keep them, you know, in stacks like this, so when I want some red stuff, I can pull those out, but I'm not. Anyway, I'm sort of organized, we'll put it that way. So, okay, let's get started. So this is, I kind of like to do these several different ways, but this one's kind of a mashup. Like, I just take strips and start putting them together, and I like to start with the longer one in the back, and then one that's a little bit shorter on top of that, and so on. And just keep going. And this would look cute actually on top, but I found this, so I think I'm going to put it on top. And so then what I usually do is kind of center them like that. And I think what I want to do is use my crocodile. We'll see if this makes too big of a hole, but I like to use the smaller one that I have, but I don't want it to be too small. So we'll try this. Okay, so get this out. I love my crocodile. I had gotten, the very first one I got was the big one, and if you guys have that one, yeah, it was very hard for me to use. So I just cut a hole just down a little ways from the top. And then you don't have to, you can put something up here to kind of cover that hole, but I guess it wouldn't make any difference. I made these little punches. What did I do with my yellow paper? I made these little flower punches to put up here. See if I can make a hole in the middle of this. Now that oh boy. Let's see. I need my pokey tool. Let's see if I can work it with a pen. There we go. Okay, so get some of my string. Now, if you want, you can dye this string. You know, you can run it over your ink or whatever you want to do. I'm not going to. So it's probably easier just to run it through one or two at a time. Okay, one at a time. Go on. And I like to use these in my journals to hang over the edges, you know, over pockets or whatever, or and I can show you what I mean when I'm done. I may have showed you these earlier, I don't remember, in one of my earlier videos, saying that I wanted to do a video on these. So I'm finally getting around to it. Does anybody have one of those around to it? I have a lot of them, actually. Okay. So I'm going to add a little glue to that little flower. Oh, we need to do this. You've seen me do this before. This is a must when I'm using my art glare glue. Because when you're done, you just turn your glue upside down in there and it doesn't clog. I promise. I learned that trick at Paperganza, actually from Tanya with Riley and Company. I'm like, man, you're a genius. That's awesome. And I don't know if that was her original idea. It's not my original idea, but whoever came up with that is genius. Okay. So then I just tie them. Easier said than done sometimes for me. So I'll make a knot. And then I think for now I'm just going to leave the string dangle. You can make a bow, whatever you want to do. So there's your dangle. Now what you can do on these, if you want to, is you could cover them with lace or something. Cover the edges. You could cut out little hearts. I think I'll do this on a different one, but yeah, I have these little punches. I got these little punches out. I don't know if this will work. This is a corner punch, I think. And it punches that little flower out. But we'll try it on a couple. So there's the first one. So cute. And so what you would do then is you could just, you know, dangle it over your page like that. Or if you have a pocket in here, you could dangle it over the pocket. Okay, so there's the first one. I got all kinds of colors here, so let's do a blue one. I already cut the strips, got them in, you know, the order that I wanted, just to save time. so that I'm not driving you crazy with cutting and all that business. So just driving you crazy looking for stuff. I don't want to do that either. There's a little white one. I guess we could stick that on there. Why not? Okay. And you don't have to do it in the center. I have done them in the corner before too. You can get them all together like this. Make your hole in the corner. But for this one, I think I'll go ahead and do it in the middle again. Well, I'm using the wrong, that's not going to work, Vickie. Okay, there we go. So my string, I think I'm going to have to feed through at least this first one. Can't believe, well, I can believe I found this in the garbage. How many of you have done that? I mean, my goodness. I looked everywhere. I almost looked in the refrigerator to see if I put it in there. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me. I could very well have done that. I looked just about everywhere else. I looked out in the kitchen and the bathroom, bedroom. Okay, so there's another one. And when you put these in your journal, you don't have to, I mean, like if somebody buys your journals or whatever, they can take these and use these as embellishments. You don't have to leave them like this. You can take these and use them for whatever you want to. It's just kind of like a little added something that I think enhances. Okay, so for Team Orange, I am not Team Orange, just to make that perfectly clear, but I don't mind orange on paper. I will not wear orange, but I like these colors of orange, and it is fall. I mean, it is getting towards Christmas, but I think what I'm going to do is punch the holes in this first, because I have this little cup that I fussy cut out of this paper. I fussy cut 2 little cups out, and sorry, I got to bring it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I gotta find the end of my string again. Okay. Oh boy, now I got my string all tangled up. You know, the struggle is very real, people. Okay, stick that in, back down in there. Get it out of the way. Okay, I hope you all are having a wonderful day and week so far. It's been very pretty here the last few days. Windy. A couple days it was very windy. Today it was windy part of the day, and then it calmed down, and actually today was our warmest day that it's going to be this week. I think it got up to 62 at one point. And now it's going to start dropping again. It is still getting down into the 30s at night. And next week, I think it's going to get down in the 20s, or by the weekend. Okay. So what I want to do is take this little cup that I cut out. Just put it up here. Cover up that hole. Isn't that cute? And then I cut out another one. Actually, I was going to put it on here. Could put it on this one. Let's do that. I think it'll show up a little better. Sorry, I'm off screen. Apologize. Yeah, we'll just put it on kind of wonky. And then also, if you want to go through and put sentiments or words, so when somebody looks at these, they'll just have a little surprise in there. Put a word back here. So, yeah. Okay, there's number 3. All right, what color? Let's do these purple ones for Team Purple. Yay, Team Purple. Now, if I can remember how I was going to put this together. I think that was going to go there. Make it a little bit shorter. And then this one, I just tore down both sides. Make it just a little bit shorter. Okay, that's pretty. And then this one has some gold on it. We'll make it a little bit shorter. These were from the same paper pack. These are a little bit different. This page has gold on it. I love that paper. So I left the edges straight on this piece, but tore the bottom. I mean, you can just do whatever you want. I left the back one straight across the bottom. And let's see. What was I going to do with this one? I think I need to cut, punch out a little flower. We'll punch it out of the lavender. So we'll just glue that on there. See, it's been sitting in there for a few minutes and it works perfectly. I'm telling you, if you guys aren't doing this, you're wasting a whole lot of time trying to unplug your glue. Okay, so let's go for it. We'll punch that hole right in the middle of that flower. Thought I got rid of that. Okay. I apologize if I keep going off screen. How rude. Okay. Actually, I need to move my tape up here so I know, make sure I'm not going below my tape. Okay. I just think these are so cute, and Charlotte Peterson is the one I learned how to make these from first. She makes a lot of cute stuff, and she loves to make things with lace. She loves lace, and I'm not so much a lace person, but I will show you, for instance, of something that she made and sent to me. And if you love lace, you should go check her out because she does a lot of projects with lace. I mean, look how pretty these are. So this is a dangle that she did with pieces of lace, and I have also done these. And they're so gorgeous. And she gets her lace from Angel Dream Crafts Kim is the name of her channel. Angel Dream Crafts Kim. All one word, I think. And I will try and find it and put it in the link below. And also Charlotte Peterson. Like I said, if you love lace, I would watch her because she makes some incredible stuff. Not only, she doesn't only just do lace. She makes journals. She puts together journal kits every month. She makes these. She makes projects. She's a team designer for Angel Dream Projects Kim, and or whatever the name of her channel is. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Anyway, Angel Dream Crafts Kim is the name of her channel. And I have also bought lace from her before. I have some of her lace. It's incredible. So I would check them out. I will put the links below. And so I love this one. It turned out so pretty with the purple. And I think what I'm going to do, I have this heart punch. I'm going to try this. I'm going to stick this down in here and punch a little heart right in the middle. Oh, look how cute. I love that. You could also do it on this one, so it'll show up. Get it up there far enough. Yep, very cute. Like that. So there's another idea of something you could do. So there's that little flower up there. It's not just a hole. And then, you know, like I said, if you want, you can make a little bow with your string too. Isn't that cute? Okay, there's, how many have we done now so far? That's 4. Okay, I have several here. So there's a black one with black strips. This one, I think I might put the hole in the corner. Let's do that. So I think I'm going to glue this little, I cut a flower out of this bottom paper. So I'm going to glue it right here on top, and then we will put these together in the corner and cut out the hole there. If I can keep it from moving while I'm trying to cut it. Perfect. Okay. Now I need some string. These are so cute. And as you can see, it's a great stash buster. So, you know, I'm getting rid of a lot of scraps here, and I need to. But I also need to do something with them. So I don't have, my craft room is pretty small. I have like, probably an 8 by 10 room is my craft room. And it's pretty, I had to have a friend come in when I moved in here and help me organize. I'm a pretty good organizer, but you know, like when it's your own space, sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees. So I had to have her come in and look at it with fresh eyes, and we figured it out. And I mean, I had stuff in here and we changed several things around, and it made much more room, much more sense. But you know, I still need places to put things, and what I need to do is get rid of a bunch of stuff, but you know how that goes. So there's that one. That one turned out pretty cute. Okay, let's do a red one. I thought these papers were pretty cute together, and do like this. And yeah, I cut a plain red flower, so I'm going to put it right there in the middle. It's getting clogged. Okay. Sorry, I got some glue on there. I need to pull it off. I tried to keep this mat pretty clean, but after watching my videos, sometimes I'm like, ooh, Vickie, you need to clean off your mat. So, sorry. Anyway, you know how it is. Okay, so to dry that off. Okay. So let's do this. So we need to put the string through it. And you could use ribbon too if you want. You know, some thin ribbon would be really cute in here. I just like using this because it makes the papers dangle easier, I think. Make a square knot. I can get it through there. All right. So there's another one. I know there's only 4 on there. I usually try to do things in odd numbers, but oh well. So there's another one. Okay, let's do a green one. Got a few more to do here. I mean, it's been a half hour, so okay, so this is what I came up with for the greens. This is cute paper. I really like it. And I can't tell you off the top of my head where these came from, but I think that one went there and this one went here. And then I have this little brown flower. Put that right there. Okay. Here we go. All right. I mean, sometimes I use my very small, I have used a small punch in the past, but it's just easier to try to make things easy on myself these days. So it's just easier to make a little bit bigger hole, and you don't have to use the large pole or large hole. Okay, here's another one. I think these are so cute. So there's a green one. Let's do this other red one. It's pretty, I think. A bit different. I have thinner strips. And I have this one. It's so pretty. I believe this was... I'm not sure. I'm not going to say because I don't want to get it wrong. Sorry, you guys, if you have not heard me say it before, I have tremors. So it makes things a little more difficult for me, but, you know, we get it done. Takes me a little bit longer, but, you know, it's okay. Which just should inspire you if you have tremors or something that you don't feel like you can craft because of it. You know, give it a try or whatever. That's one reason. And if you've followed me at all, you've heard me say this before. It was one reason I vacillated so long on starting a YouTube channel. I just kind of wanted to do it. It was on my bucket list, and I vacillated for so long because I thought, you know, it's just getting saturated out there with videos and people to watch and lives and all that stuff, and lives I may not ever do. Although Premiere, one of the gals that I follow does premieres a lot, which you can still, it's not live. You have a live watching your video that you made, and so you can participate in the live chat also, which that may be something that I do in the future. I don't know, but I think I will make a little banner here on the end of this one too. I just think that's really cute. So there you go. There's another one. We actually just have 2 more that I haven't done. So let's just go ahead and knock them out. These are more oranges again. And I did not tear these. I didn't do anything to them. We're just going to leave them like this. I was thinking, however, if I can find that paper. Making a little square. I'm putting that up here instead of a flower. I don't know. It doesn't show up real well, but that's okay. It was something different. I think I will do that. I think I'll just glue it on there. On this one. Okay. Now we'll punch the hole. I think I punched the big hole in the last one. Yeah. This one's smaller. That's actually what I wanted. So I am not looking forward. I live in Montana, in case you didn't know, and South Central. So we're approaching our cold season, and I am not looking forward to it. I really don't like the snow. I used to when I was a kid. I loved it. Of course, what kid doesn't, you know? You get out of school, get to play. I loved it really until I moved here. And the winters are so long. I love it here. I love Montana. It is so beautiful. And I live in a beautiful place. And I do post a lot of my pictures a lot of times on my Facebook of the mountains that I get to see every day when I go into town and that kind of thing. But when the snow starts coming and the cold, I mean, sometimes it'll get down 25, 30 below. Usually it doesn't last very long. One time when my husband and I lived here, first moved up here in 2002, it might have been that year or the year, it was probably the next year, it got down to 36 below, and it stayed that way for like 2 weeks. It was not pretty. I mean, we had to put the warmers on our cars to keep them going, and oh my goodness. You know, but now I'm retired. I don't have to go anywhere. I work part-time at our church, which I love, but that's only 4 to 6 hours a week. And my hours are very flexible. I can go when I want to, as long as I get done what needs to be done. And so I love it. To me, it's not a job, but they do pay me for it, which is awesome. But anyway, I don't have to go anywhere if it gets real bad, the snow, and I can't go across the back road when it's snowing or when it's rained. If it's a very, very light rain and it hasn't lasted very long, I can. But this is the last one. I think I'm going to just cut this up like this. I don't know why I felt like doing angles on this one, and I don't know. I kind of like the looks of it. So there's that one. And let's see if I can cut a flower to go on here. Yay. I use that little tiny piece, so it can go in the garbage. And we'll put this last flower on here. I like these greens. I mean, I was going to use this side, which you could, but like I said, you don't have to leave these as they are. If you want, you can take them apart and use them for something. Because more than likely, you're going to put them in a journal that's, the colors are coordinating with what you're making. So then you could take those papers and do something else with them. Okay. This is the last one. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I hope this was inspiring to you. Maybe you could try making some of these if you never have. They're a lot of fun. And like I said, it busts your scraps. So I'm all for that. So there's the last one. So let me show them again. There's a green one. There's another green one. Orange. I thought those really turned out cute. They all did. I love them. Oops. There's red. There's a purple. There's a black one. The blue one. And the yellow. I think I almost hit all the colors of the rainbow. What do you think? So, let me know in the comments what you think about this, and if you're going to try it. I would love to see what you do if you do make them, let me know where I can find them. Okay? Thank you guys for coming and spending some time with me and hanging out. And I hope you have a wonderful day, the rest of it, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Today is Tuesday. It's Veterans Day. And I want to say thank you for all of you who served in the service to protect this country. I do not take that lightly. My dad was in the Marines himself, and he was in World War II. I have a lot of respect for veterans, a lot of respect. And I just thank all of you who have ever served in the armed forces of any kind, and the families too. If you were a wife or family of one who served, you're in it too. So I just really appreciate you so much, and thank you for coming by, and we will talk to you next time. Okay, God bless. Bye.